Ever since the dawn of Mario, gamers have wanted one thing: to be in every video game you ever play. Of course, specific video games have allowed you to create your likeness with character creators, but we are talking about a universal method to have you, yourself, be in every video game you ever play. We want to thank you all for being here today as we demonstrate the first transfer of human consciousness into a video game. But first, how did we get here? Let's find out by taking a look at some of the past and more primitive methods of game avatars. In the beginning, there was Wii. And soon after, there was Mii. Everyone knows what a Mii is. Your PP and Pop-Pop know what a goddamn Mii is. Miis were Nintendo's way of immersing you and your senile grandmother into the Wii family. You can make yourself, your dog, or even Saddam Hussein, all in this comfortable and welcoming Mii maker that, while maybe not the most in-depth, left a lot of legroom to just make whatever you want. And trust me, people did whatever they wanted with it. It was a good time killer for when you got bored of your actual video games. Of course, Miis became a monumentous celebrity in the gaming industry at the time, and just like gesture controls with the Xbox Kinect and PlayStation Move, Sony and Microsoft had to get their hands on game avatars. So after countless hours in the lab and gallons of blood, sweat, and tears, this is what they cooked up. Xbox was really the only one to get as close to replicating the magic of the Miis with their new avatars. Added with the dashboard update for the Xbox 360, avatars were a new way to represent yourself in the Xbox ecosystem. Compared to the Miis, the Xbox avatars were way more detailed, with you being able to edit their facial expressions, pick out more detailed clothing, and even give them little animations. While seen as just Mii ripoffs upon launch, I think it's safe to say that the Xbox 360 avatars itches that nostalgic scratch for a lot of people who played the Xbox 360. Now Sony,
followed by some anal loving cowboy. Yeah, how about it?
They were on some Zuckerberg shit. PlayStation Home was this like Second Life type game, I think. I never played this shit. It looks insane though. There's apparently a ton of lore and weird shit that went on with the PlayStation Home, so if you're interested in that, check out this video by Mystic. If you had asked me personally, I think the Xbox avatars were better than the Miis for a ton of different reasons. One, they were an extension of an already established profile. You weren't solely being represented by your avatar, you still had your gamer tag and iconic smiley face profile picture. Compare this to the Miis, where in any game you use Miis and that's all you are really. Another reason Xbox avatars were so great was that they had gameplay tied into their customization. The biggest example of this for me was being able to unlock certain items for my avatar by completing achievements. I still remember going through the list of achievements for Minecraft and seeing that if I ate a cooked pork chop, I would get a cooked pork chop t-shirt. Fuck yes, dude. And overall, Xbox avatars were just kind of goofier and more personable than Miis to me. Sure, Miis had their simple charm, but overall, when it comes to the best gaming avatar, I think Xbox 360 takes the cake. However, when you ask me who has the better avatar games, you know Miis were a big deal when Nintendo had a whole Mii series of games on the Wii. Of course, you got the granddaddy of all avatar games, Wii Sports. Wii Sports and its sequel, Wii Sports Resort, were a huge part in the Mii's rise to fame, and for good reason. Its simple charm in multiple different modes gives it a lot in the replayability department. It's probably the most fun game to play with others, just because it's so simple to get. You could play it with your fucking dog if you wanted. Oh, and it's also the third best-selling game of all time, so there's that. Overall, the Wii Sports games on the Wii set the stage for what Mii's could do in video games, and Nintendo would run off and make a bunch of other Mii games. Like Wii Party, Nintendo's answer to the highly competitive party genre on the Wii, which they already had Mario Party 8 out by the time of this release, so. You had Wii Play and its sequel Wii Play Motion, pretty much being an arcade minigame collection that showed off a lot of the features of the Wiimote, and people definitely didn't buy this just because it came bundled with a free Wiimote. And a ton of other wacky and weird games featuring Miis released on the Wii that were all huge successes sometimes. However, it wasn't just Nintendo who were capitalizing off the Mii's rising fame. Other companies were implementing their own way of using Miis in their game. There was a good chance that if you played literally any game on the Wii, there was going to be either an option to use your Mii as a character or some kind of Mii mode. So you could finally feel fully immersed in your game of Deal or No Deal. However, the Mii craze didn't end with just the Wii. I mean, there was a couple of titles for the DS that involved Miis, but two of them only released in Japan, and the one is just a game about walking, so. Really, the next console Miis would infest like termites was the 3DS. Pretty much pre-ordering their conquest of the system, Miis were an integral part of many system apps, like with Street Pass Mii Plaza, where you literally meet other people's Miis and manipulate them into doing tasks for you like saving a king. You had Miiverse, an entire social media dedicated to Miis, so you could finally find your Mii wife.
Oh my fucking gosh! Well guys, it's official. They are now husband and wife. Oh my fucking gosh, I'm shocked. Never in my 2 years of being on Miiverse, I've never, ever seen any boy, including myself, ask a girl if they will marry him. Wow.
You even had a launch title be a spin-off of Wii Sports Resort, with Pilot Wings Resort being a standalone game based off the flying from Resort. But overall, the 3DS had definitely contracted the Mii measles from the Wii. You even had some of the best Mii-type games on the system, with the obvious answer being
AKB48! AKB48 plus Mii!
Yup, AKB48 plus Mii was one of the biggest and most influential pieces of Mii media to exist on the 3DS, and clearly you can see why. It's about joining a J-pop group over the span of 3 years by taking lessons and auditions and everything. Sadly though, we didn't get this in the States, so technically I guess the best 3DS Mii game released was Tomodachi Life. This is the epitome of Mii games. It's weird, it's funny, it allows you to personalize to however you want it to be. It's just so fun to watch these characters interact with another and fall in love and procreate. It's also probably the game that people want a sequel of most, which would be really cool.
Tomodachi Life, living the dream.
You also had Miitopia, an entire RPG with Miis as the center focus. While maybe not as personable as Tomodachi Life, it's still fun to see certain characters as the heroes and villains in the game. The trend of supporting Miis in other games also continued here on the 3DS, however there was far less support from third-party games and more so a focus on just other Nintendo games. Now when the Wii U released, it was clear that the Mii train was starting to lose its steam. You had the Wara Wara Plaza, which was the Wii U's starting menu, where Miis kind of just stood around and displayed Miiverse art. In the internet browser, you could make your Mii do a magic trick, which was cool. You had Nintendo Land, a really fun release title for the Wii U involving Miis doing fun mini-games. But other than Nintendo Land, all you really had was Wii Sports Club, a remake of Wii Sports that you paid for like an actual club membership. You had Wii Party U, which was just more Wii Party, and that's really it. Of course, the tried and true tradition of Miis appearing in other games continued in the Wii U era, but with pretty much all the titles being first-party Nintendo games. However, Smash 4 definitely took the cake for the best integration of Miis ever, allowing you to play as your own Mii with 3 different classes and customizable movesets, costumes, and more. And then we have the Switch, where the Miis have turned into an empty shell of what they used to be. Even the Mii Maker feels like this barren wasteland. In terms of games, Miitopia released for the Switch, which was kind of weird, but cool to see, I guess. You had Nintendo Switch Sports, which just fucking sucks and barely uses Miis anyway. And that's it. Overall, Mii games and games that used Miis were some of the most exciting times in gaming. The simple charm of your character being in the game alongside other characters, or you and all your buddies doing mini games as your Miis was always a hoot. Now, Xbox 360 Avatar games, while not spanning a huge catalog of games like Mii's, Avatars did kind of still have their own standalone games. These were all pretty much indie games, so Microsoft really didn't have any involvement other than putting them on the store. Probably the one everyone knows is castleminerz, a Minecraft clone with guns and dragons, which is fucking sick. You had Avatar survival games, which was actually really cool. In a time where Minecraft Hunger Games was huge, Avatar survival games was pretty much exactly that, but actually like a lot shittier. Of course, there had to be a COD clone, and Avatar Warfare was exactly that. Which, after looking at the box art for all of these games, I'm now realizing these are some of the toughest box arts for a game ever. Avatar games were usually just shovelware most of the time. Sometimes you'd get like a full-on game like with Kingdom of Keflings, but usually you were stuck playing Baby Maker Extreme. But I think overall, Avatars were really more intended for the social aspect of Xbox Live, and not so much for use in actual games. I think one of the core memories a lot of true hardcore gamers have is one of making yourself an avatar creator. Whether it be the 360 avatars or Mii's, and then discovering you can play as said avatar alongside your favorite characters. It was immersive in a charming way, where seeing your bulky and dumb Mii slam dunk on Mario and Mario Sports Mix was a good time in of itself. Like, you're telling me I get to race against Mario as myself now?
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
And Xbox 360 avatars truly made the Xbox Live ecosystem way more personable. I knew who some of my friends were purely based on what their avatars looked like. Overall, When it comes to what made Avatar special, I think it was the memories we have not only with our avatars, but playing the games that involve them in it. Wow, what an extensive history on a soon-to-be inferior way of gaming. I want you all to be prepared as I am about to transport myself into a video game. I will be uploading my consciousness into our pre-selected game chosen by our intern Benedict over there. I know he has a great taste in video games, so I have my complete trust and faith in him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to witness a true innovation in gaming. Benedict, flip the switch.
What is up, YouTube? Lazy Llama here, and here we are playing some cookie clickers. I have no clue what I'm doing, and it sucks because it's a web-based game. I'm assuming you just click the cookie. Sure, we have to click it a bunch. Yeah, we get the cursor here. Okay, so auto clicks every 10 seconds. So it's been... Oh, okay.